Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
All right. I don't know about you, but I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm about as ready as I'm going to be. So after a week off.
I know.
Yeah.
We were dark last week because I was out playing.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I have something good to report.
What is that?
About last week's activities.
Mm-hmm.
So it was at the Orleans. It was a Magic Live convention at the Orleans. And the first night I was there, after we got settled in and checked in and whatnot, I went down onto the casino floor. Mm-hmm. And on the way to the rooms, there's like this hallway that goes to the elevators that bring you up to the rooms. There was this one lonely little slot machine. Mm-hmm. It was the only machine that was facing towards the walkway. Everything else was, in rows going down the aisles. Mm-hmm. And it was a dollar machine. So I'm like, what the heck? So I put $100 in. Mm-hmm. And got all the way down to, and it was the Wheel of Fortune one.
Mm, okay.
I like the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got spin. I was down to $15. I got spin, triple.
Oh, wow.
And so I fully expected that the wheel's going to spin and it's going to stop on like $25 or $30 or whatever. Yeah. Stopped on $350.
Wow.
So right off the bat, I immediately made over $1,000. So I grabbed that, go upstairs, and the gentleman I was staying with, he's like in his mid 80s. And I was telling him about it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, good. Now you don't have to do the slot machine anymore, or, play or gamble or anything. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, I'll stay away. And so I did play a little bit of blackjack and won like $50 after a couple of hours there. And so, so we were walking by the slot machine and I was telling Bob, I said, this is the slot machine. And so, we were right next to the high roller room. So he's like, oh, what's that? And I said, it's just like, larger $5, $10 slots. Mm-hmm. So I said, let's go in there. So I threw $100 in and like 30 seconds, it was gone.
Of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we went back to my other slot machine
mm-hmm.
and I threw $100 in that and won 200. So I'm like, cool. So went upstairs. He would not let me go to the slot machine the rest of the convention. It was like, nope.
Got what you got.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there was a trick that I saw there that was several $100s that I really wanted to get. So he's like, hey, now you made the money. You can go get that trick and you don't have to feel guilty about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, cool. So I did. And, well, I had to leave early because we had the the city council meeting.
Yeah.
So I had to leave early that Wednesday because the conference ended Wednesday night, but I had to leave in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I'm all by myself, got my stuff packed, walking out past that slot machine. And I'm like, you know what? So I had 2 20s on me. I threw it in, and within the second spin, double. And it landed on 200, and I got another $400 out of the machine.
Nice. The machine was talking to you.
So that's how I went home.
Good.
And
that's a good trip.
Yeah.
Usually it's good if you come back even, but there you go.
I know. I love that machine. It was like
paid for your week.
It paid for my week, and I was pretty happy about it.
Good.
So
that's a good thing.
Gas was about $100 each way.
Yeah.
Couple meals.
Mm-hmm.
Got my magic trick,
mm-hmm.
and I still came home, I think, with $800.
There you go.
So
that's a win.
Yep. Good deal.
Yes. Good.
Anyway, with that being said, that's why we were dark.
Mm-hmm.
And now I understand you're not doing so well.
Oh, still fighting being sick. It's been 3 weeks now, almost 4 weeks.
You hit 60.
It's all downhill. I know. hit 60 and things start aching,
I
and
got a
just,
few more months.
Yeah, just not feeling 100% right now.
Isn't it amazing how the internal clock, it's like, oh, I'm 60 years old, I'm going to start falling apart.
Yeah, the next decade hits, and it's like, oh, you got a new pain when you wake up in the morning, or oh, you can't do this like you used to anymore. So yeah, it's just, I'm just battling it right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully the next few weeks I'll be fine.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was some of the hidden gems that Santa Paula has to offer,
Which we have many.
which we do have many. And I thought we could kind of focus on some of the things that Santa Paula doesn't probably even realize that we have. So it's amazing how, even the Santa Paula Theater Center still hears from people going, we have a theater,
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And how long have they been? 40 years.
Residents.
Yeah. They just celebrated their 40th year.
Yeah, because it's hidden back there. It used to be the E-Bell Club before it became a theater. And, it's just this little community theater. They kind of do their thing, but it's one of our great hidden gems of our community. People don't realize we have a thriving live theater.
And their sets are absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah, the stuff they do. I mean, I helped with one of them moving stuff in. I couldn't believe the stuff they actually did. I was like, wow, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, like they really build a set. It's not just projecting the screen or putting up a cloth, or it's a full-on set.
Oh yeah, they make do with what they have, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So
but with that, let's talk about some of the things that are coming up. So we had the Coffee with the Cops, not Coffee with the Cops, sorry,
National
Night Out, which was last Friday at 6. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because we had our Spellbound at 7.
I'll tell you, one of the coolest things that night, because we had a booth out there, was when they did the tug of war. Okay, it was the officers against everybody else. So who was
against everybody else?
Against everybody else. Okay. So who was the anchor? The canine dog.
Really?
And he would not let go, and he took him to victory. But man, that dog was too much. I mean, you just see him on the end of the rope, and he just kept pulling and pulling and pulling, and just brought him to victory. So,
and what's the other dog that the mascot thing that they were dressed up in last year? Was he there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. So
now the dunk booth.
They didn't have the dunk booth either.
They didn't.
No, they didn't this time.
Because the chief kept talking about the fact that he was going to be in the dunk booth.
No, they didn't do the dunk booth this year.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know. So it looked like it might have been a little scaled back a little bit, but they had other things. Because on Ventura Street, they had different, they had several different kind of different cars from different things. And there was a lot more agencies, I think, that were part of it too. So it was a little bit different setup. But it was still fantastic. It was just, I think the coolest thing I saw was a tug of war. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So, our dogs are top notch, here in town. So, yeah.
It's funny because one of the lectures that they had at Magic Live was about costuming. And so they were talking about how when you dress up to perform, it should be in something that you typically don't wear. Even if it's like street clothes, it should be something that you don't wear, because that costume should be what kind of triggers the now I'm in performance mode.
Yeah.
And when I was talking with one of the handlers for the K9, I was like, how is this dog so docile and friendly? And, you could do whatever you want to this dog, yet he'll rip your arm off. And it's the vest. Yeah. So it's kind of a similar concept. When the vest goes on, he knows he's working.
He's in work mode. Yep.
Yeah. And in that mode, I'm going to tear you apart.
Yeah.
The vest comes off, I'm going to lick you to death.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
dogs are pretty smart.
Yeah.
Really, really smart.
But it was kind of interesting how the correlation was, as far as you put the costume on, you're in performance mode. And
it'd be the same like when you're performing, right?
Yeah.
You put on the jacket, the whole thing, and get in that mode and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Character changes a little bit.
Everybody, when they put uniforms on, sports teams, whatever, you get that uniform on, you're like, all right, I'm ready. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
There's something to be said about that.
Yeah. I'm sure the same is true with service dogs, is that when the vest is on,
Mm-hmm.
they're on high alert. And
Mm-hmm.
if the vest is off, rub my belly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
so we had that. So what's coming up?
So we actually are continuing our Coffee with the Cop series, which the chamber sets up when we work with the police department and the city. But we're doing a little something different this year. We're calling it Cone with a Cop because we're doing an afternoon session. So we've been fortunate. McDonald's on Harvard is actually hosting it for us.
Oh, okay.
So you can come in and get our McDonald's ice cream cone. They're going to have a bunch of other entertainment and things also there. So, but yeah, when we asked them if they would be interested in doing that, they're like, yes. And then they're like, we're taking care of everything. So they're going to have a lot of cool things. And that's on the 21st from 4 to 6 p.m. So we invite the people, the public to come on out and just, and just have an ice cream on us and then have some conversation with the officers. There'll be some giveaways. They're going to be doing some stuff as well. So, but yeah, come on out and check it out. It's going to be a fun afternoon.
Can that cone be a Sunday?
That's out of my control. So don't go and buck the system as usual. Just take your cone and move on and lick it over the corner. So, but I don't know exactly. They told us they got it all taken care of. They're going to handle it all. So they might have it. I mean, who knows what surprises they might.
They're under new ownership, aren't they?
Yes. The Morrow family, McMorrow family restaurants. They've been fantastic. They've been great chamber supporters. They're a great chamber member. So, and they want to be involved in the community.
That's awesome.
And not just Santa Paula, but they're involved in every community right now.
Really?
They're doing a lot of great things in Ventura County.
So how many restaurants do they own? Do you know?
I don't know exactly, but I know they own quite a few in Ventura County.
Okay.
If not all of them, I don't know. So, but yeah, they're a good family that's giving back.
That's awesome.
And we need to see more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Okay. So that's Cone with the Cops.
Mm-hmm.
And
that same night, there's actually going to be a meeting at Glen City School for the college. The college board is going to meet. They're going to discuss the future of possible learning center that we've been talking about for a while, an update on kind of what's current programming. So there'll be an agenda probably put out sometime next week, but we, invite the public to come in, and starts at 6:00 at Glen City School in their cafeteria. So, but yeah, come on out and check out what's going on because the college board is going to have some discussions on the future of our East Campus.
So the public is welcome.
Oh yeah. It's a regular board meeting for the college. They decided to do it in Santa Paula, and they reached out to me about a month ago and said, "Hey, we want to do this out here." It's more like a workshop to discuss the possibilities of the future, and whether it's a land purchase to put the learning center or improve programming. Not really sure what they want to do yet, but it's an open forum to have a discussion on things.
Oh, good.
So, which is good. We need to have that discussion about the future of our college. It's expanding, it's growing, and we have an opportunity to possibly get a learning center here also on the highway. So that's the discussion continues on that.
Nice.
So hopefully we're making more progress on it.
I don't know if it's me, if I'm reading into this too much, but with everything that's been going on lately with ICE, and I know we have a workshop coming up so that people can understand their rights.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's a lot less people that are going out. They're afraid to attend the events.
Yeah.
I've even heard from people that are here legally that are afraid.
Yeah, because the way they've been targeting, you see they're even arresting U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of fear right now going
on. My understanding is the Ninth Circuit Court did a ruling that they are not allowed to just detain somebody for the sake of detaining them, that they have to have due cause, and they do have to identify themselves and show. Like, I don't understand what this whole mask thing is all about.
Well, I think part of why they're wearing masks is probably for their own protection, their family's protection too.
Okay.
Come on, if you're out there doing it and somebody recognizes you and they don't like you,
yeah, that's true.
What's going to happen? They're going to go to your house. They're going to possibly put your family or know of a family member,
especially some of these gang members. And
it does not necessarily be gang members, but just people in general. I mean, it's a different world right now. So
Yeah.
but they so I think it's more for their own protection, and I know they're trying to get them to not wear it, but I mean, you got to think of the other side of it as a family
Yeah.
member. You know, they're protecting their families too. So besides themselves,
It
So,
just has, unfortunately, it has this feeling of thugs.
yeah, it's got
And
that impression of it.
yeah.
And yeah, it is when you look at it. So I think it's just how everything's just kind of been in your face right away. Social media has added to it as well.
Oh yeah.
The news media has added to it as well. I mean, this kind of stuff's been going on forever. It's heightened now for sure.
Oh yeah.
But and it's being exposed more because of social media. You know, everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a camera now, so it makes it, I'm sure it makes their job that much harder too.
Right.
So
The thing that I don't understand is they keep insisting on that they're only going after the criminal elements, but yet you see so many people that are, maybe they have a record, I don't know, but you see so many people at, like, a Home Depot or something like that where they're just getting picked up in groups.
yeah. And you don't know why. It's just that's
Yeah.
what they're doing. And so I mean, none of us really know the reasons why, everybody's got an opinion on it, but for the most part, you don't know if this person has a record or that person has a record or whatever. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's just that they're doing these clean sweeps, and that makes it that much more difficult.
And I'm sure there are criminals amongst those that are, the farm workers that are trying to help. I mean, what better place to hide than,
It probably is.
Yeah.
It's just it's just tough. It's just created this really a lot of anxiety in the communities now, and a lot of fear. And so, hopefully it backs off a little bit, but it's still going. And it's only in our area, it might be backing up, but who knows in somewhere else that it's going on.
I did a wedding, and unfortunately they were a lot of on the groom side, they were from El Pescador. No, what starts with an E?
El Salvador.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm thinking of the restaurant. Oh, jeez. Okay. You're close.
I know.
Okay.
El Salvador.
Okay.
So a lot of the family didn't show up because they were afraid, because it was an outdoor event, and even though it's on private land.
Yeah. And that's one thing that people don't know what the rights are between a public place of business or even a private property and stuff. So that's something we're currently putting together as a know your rights workshop. We're going to be doing sometime in mid-September. We're still trying to lock down a date on that, but it'll be, we're going to, and the location we'll lock it down too, but we're going to have it'll be online. We'll record it. We're going to have some people from, we're working with an organization that's actually done this before. They recently did one for Food Share. So we're going to bring that to Santa Paula, just to kind of know your rights within if you're in a private, say you're doing an event here and ICE comes knocking at your door, what do you do?
Right.
So, or you could be at a restaurant and there's a security guard outside and ICE is showing up. What's the security guard do? He doesn't know what's what,
right?
Whatever. So, but the business owner needs to know this. So we're trying to put together a program, a workshop that'll teach everybody what your rights are between a public business and a private business. If you are a private area, because if you're private, they need to have a warrant, to just warrant, just to be able to go on the site,
Mm-hmm.
But public buildings, I don't know what the rights are on that. I don't want to misspeak to that, but there's several things that businesses need to know, and the community needs to know too, because that was brought up at a recent meeting that we had. It's like, if you have an event, say you have a party at this place of like a hall, and they show
say Park 1055 or the Palazzo, or
something like that, one of those places like that, and they show up, business owners need to know what the rights are, because you have security guards. They may just say, oh yeah, I think it is regular police, go in and do whatever, but no, they need to know. It's like, hey, they can't come in, it's a private event. And then some of it too is that we need to see how, make sure that they can post something on their doors that says, private property or whatever, because then that tells them they can't go in there too. But, it's kind of this free for all that's going on right now, which is crazy. So we're going to try and put a workshop together that's going to help educate our community and educate ourselves too, to understand it too. So we're working with a couple organizations right now, and we'll be announcing this probably in about a week or so where the location is, and it'll be free for the community. It'll be a Spanish translation. We're going to record it. We're going to Zoom it, and then
so that way, if somebody doesn't feel comfortable going out, they can at least watch it.
Or if
from their home.
or if it's in their business, they can't get off to work for that, then they can just log in and check it out while they're doing their business.
Right.
And then we'll hopefully have some materials after that we can send people, or we'll put it on our website too, so people want to see what the rights are, or just some information of where to go. So that's kind of what this is about, providing them information that they need and where to go from there.
Right.
So so it'll be really good for our community. We've been talking about doing it, and I think we're getting close to nailing it down.
Yeah, I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what side of the fence you sit on, politically,
Mm-hmm.
we're still talking about human beings,
Right.
and we're talking about families that are being traumatized by this, and we're still, so there's got to be some respect. And
it just the approach and how this has been done has probably been very aggressive, more aggressive than it should be.
yeah,
And for whatever the reasons are, if it's political, whatever, we'll never know. But it is disrupting a lot of families, and it's having a huge effect on businesses. I mean, I can go downtown right now, and it's not as busy as it used to be, and so just in general, you
Right.
can feel the vibe that it's not as busy. The restaurants saying their business is down too. A lot of them have workers that are concerned because they have family members that have been involved in some of these things, and so they're afraid to even go to work. So
I was at Burlington Coat Factory, and I called the store because the line was literally about 15 people deep.
Yeah.
And there was 2 people on the register. So I called and got the manager, which she was like right over there while I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
And I said, you have people that are 15. I mean, this line is ridiculous. You got to get somebody else on the register. And she said, I'm short staffed. We had 3 people that called in that are afraid to come into work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so she finally got on the register, but she's like, I really can't do this because, and who ends up getting her? Me.
Of course.
I know.
Yeah, of course. But
so, but it's just, you can feel it.
yeah, people have got to be patient too. I mean, I know we've gone into stores, my wife and I, and there's long lines, and it's just be patient. You just, it's not the store's fault. It's not sometimes the employees are doing the best they can with what they have.
I wasn't rude about it, but it was just like, I don't know if you realize, because I didn't know who she was. She was just kind of standing there.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know if you realize this, but you got a line that's 15 deep, and I've been waiting in line for 30 minutes now.
Yeah. And a lot of them haven't been exposed to that sometimes because they got this flow, it goes, and all of a sudden 2 or 3 things change, and it's like, oh shoot, what do we do now?
Right.
And so it puts a lot more pressure on the people that are there working, because now people are going to probably be a little not as nice, and because they've had to wait, and so takes it out on the employee. Well, guess what? The employee is going to get a little stressed out, whatever. So it slows them down too. So we just have to, right now, we really have to be patient as a community.
Yeah.
Just be patient, because you don't know the situations that everybody's going through.
Well, and the other impact too is that there's so much focus on ICE and the immigration raids that all of these nonprofits that are normally getting funding for things, the funding's being dried up because they're directing their funding to help these immigrants figure out what do they do. Dad's been taken away, now mom and the kids are here. And so
very similar to, not exactly similar, but very similar to the situation when we had the COVID pandemic. The pandemic, we had to just shift because everything changed,
Right.
So, that's what we're doing right now. We're shifting to just get through this, So it's tough. People just have to be patient and just, you don't know. I mean, I see it out there when I'm out there. I mean, it's just not as busy anymore, and there's less people working, and it's just, it's tough, So,
well, it would be good to have the informational seminar, just because I mean, even if you are here illegally, you still have rights.
Oh yeah.
And it's important to know those rights, and it's important for people to respect the rights,
especially if they want to come into this country and want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Come in, they want to work, they want to work their way to become a citizen or a legal resident here. Because how does that start? You know,
Right.
a lot of times it's because they did come over illegally, but they want to work and they want to make help their families and stuff, and it's so it's tough. So we got to find that common ground that everybody can kind of get along and just make sure and have a pathway for people, have the right pathway, because right now it seems like there's no pathway.
Right. And if it, have a clear and precise process that this is what you have to do.
Yeah. Because I'm sure a lot of people that have been arrested, they're just doing what's best for their family. Yes, they might have made a mistake here and there. All of us have done that. So, but they want to do what's best for their family, and they want to, you don't know their family situation and stuff like that. And they just want opportunity, and we're a country of opportunities. So we have to provide that. And there's just going to have to be, the higher ups are going to have to figure out what's going to be the right way to do it,
Right. And I'm sure a lot of these people coming over don't really fully understand that they're breaking the law.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm sure of that.
Too. They probably have a general idea, but, it was like us going to France when everything changed. The language was all French. Yeah. You totally feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know the laws. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I can't really understand anything. Yeah. It's kind of scary in a way.
You're in a foreign country. You got to figure out how to adapt some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Know your surroundings.
Just trying to get to our hotel was like, oh, I don't, which stop do we get? I can't read this. I don't get it.
Exactly. Yeah. And
so these people, they're being taken advantage of by the coyotes and things like that. They're being brought over, and then they're kind of getting dumped off, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, these people pay for these people to bring them over with the so-called guarantee they'll get them to where they need to get their legal status, whatever. And a lot of times it's not true.
No, it's just drop them off
and go away. Then, hey, you're on your own,
yeah.
And they took all their money and they got to figure out something. But they're survivors and they'll do what they have to do. I mean, when you're put in that situation, you have to figure out how to survive. Right. And if you're in a foreign country, that makes it even harder.
Well, I survived France.
Yeah. Did they have Dr. Pepper?
Not really.
So you probably were really a fish out of water that time.
Oh my God.
You survived though. And so I give a lot of these people credit though. I mean, they're trying and hopefully we can make it better for everybody. So,
it's funny because, I hardly ate their food. I felt so uncomfortable there. It was just weird. It was really kind of creepy in a sense.
Yeah, well,
you don't know what neighborhood to stay out of. You don't know.
Well, I mean, and you look at people now that are coming up from the south or even from the north, and they're in that situation. You imagine they feel uncomfortable, and then knowing the fact now they become a target.
Yeah.
So that's even more on them and their families and stuff like that. So it's tough. It's tough. So hopefully we'll come to some common ground.
Yeah. So we have 2 minutes for our topic.
Okay. Well,
hidden gems in Santa Paula.
Yeah, but we got into some good discussions.
Yeah, we did.
So, yeah.
And so we can always save it for next.
Let's do a couple.
We'll do a couple.
Yeah. Let's do a couple.
So the first thing, I'll toot my own horn. Because this is so unique. Mm-hmm. There's only maybe 3 or 4 cities that even have this in California is a magic shop. Mm-hmm. And so, if you think about it, given the size of California, to only have 3 or 4 shops in the entire state, not to mention that there's probably less than 50 in the entire country, it makes it pretty unique that Santa Paula has one of these. And I know some people are a little intimidated about walking into a magic shop, but one of the things that we do is every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, we have a kids camp that we do for free. We teach the kids how to do some magic tricks. They even get to take some stuff home for free. And, it's a great little introduction to the craft, which is now an official art form.
So it's not necessarily magic. What's it teaching them?
So it teaches public speaking. It teaches fine motor skills. It helps develop their fine motor skills. It gives them a sense of confidence. It kind of challenges both your left and right brain because there's analytics as well as creativity, and so it's a really good development tool.
Good.
So check that out. And another one is the rail cars. And I think Fillmore's probably kicking themselves in the butt for ever letting that go.
Yeah, well, when they come to that agreement, it created an opportunity for Santa Paula. And
yeah,
I said that was one of the first ones to say, "Come on over," and then they had the conversation with the city, and it just kind of worked itself out that way. And now they're going to, and that's one thing we didn't talk about. The chamber is moving their office.
Yeah.
So, and the Sunburst Railway is actually going to take over that whole facility as they ramp up for when they fix that bridge between Santa Paula and Fillmore. They're going to start doing the passenger tourist trains, and they're hoping by this time next year it's up and running.
Nice.
So we're moving.
Will they still do rail cars too?
Yeah, I think they still will do that because it's hugely successful. So, yeah. But yeah, when so we're moving, and so we're going to be in our new office at the Clock Tower on September 1st. But it gives them this opportunity. I'll talk about it next week. But it's giving them an opportunity to expand and get prepared, because I think at the earliest might be at the end of the year. Well, that's not too far away.
Right.
So they need to get everything in place. They need to hire people. They need to do what they need to do there. And it's really hard when we're sharing a facility and we're kind of all on top of each other right now.
Right.
So the plan was when they came in, we were going to eventually move our office anyway. So it's a good opportunity for them. It's a great opportunity for us to have a downtown presence. But yeah, once they get the rail car or the other passenger cars coming up and start doing that stuff, it's going to be a game changer for our community. It really will be.
Cool.
Yeah.
I noticed that most of the people doing those rail cars are not from Santa Paula.
No.
So they're bringing
80% of the
tourism
people that are coming in are from outside Ventura County.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Santa Clarita is a big location from Orange County. Some San Fernando Valley people, they're getting in there. So people are coming up for the day. It's a day trip for them.
Yeah.
And they're coming in, they're going to the restaurants, they're doing some shopping, whether it's before or after. So, but yeah, it's great to see all these people come in. They come into the office here and I'm looking, I'm like, they're from out of town. I already know, So, but it's great. And they're full of excitement, and they just, they're experiencing this area that's so beautiful with the orchards and everything. That's what they love, because they're in LA and there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So they like the laid back feel. So it's really cool. So that's going to be a great tourist attraction on top of what it already is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's just a couple of them. So next week, if we have some time, we'll dive into some more.
Every week we should come up with some hidden gems.
Yeah.
And just talk about.
All right. We'll just, instead of banging them all out in one episode, we'll just give them little pieces.
A little piece of everything.
Okay.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes the show, and we'll have hopefully some more information with some dates on that seminar, so that you know your rights.
Yeah.
And you can always check out the Santa Paula Chamber.com website for a list of all the events that are happening in Santa Paula, as well as spcity.org. The Heritage Valley ca.org has all the information about the events that are taking place within the whole valley, and you can go to thomagic.org to see what's going on with us.
Yeah, I might have a couple guests coming up too. We got to talk about that.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited about that.
So
all right, we will see y'all next week. Stay safe, and I was going to say stay warm, but you can't help but stay warm here
right now.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.